Maybe the most powerful show for me, it's from the 20th century, but it's Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer has been very ambitious since the beginning, and its creator really wanted it to transform people, boys and girls actually, and to show them how a very powerful young women could really change the world. And so there's this very great ambition of this show, Buffy. And also, it's such a smart show. You have wonderful dialogue. It is really also very ambitious intellectually and philosophically. There are some very deep questions about life and death and friendship and love. So I think for me, it's really a very good example because it's both popular and also very high level, very ambitious. And there's this other show that is very different, but that has mattered very much to me, which is the again an American show, but produced by HBO, which has produced so many wonderful shows, and it's The Wire, David Simon. David Simon show. And for me, it has also been a really a revelation about what a TV show could do, represent completely new and different characters that remain with you long after the show is over, like the character called Omar. It's a character that is really still beloved and mourned by many of us, and it's also a show that has this very sociological ambition, and has really been very powerful in the description of what was happening in the US, in industrial cities, in the beginning of this century. And also, it's the first show who has really decided to show so many Black characters, very diverse people too, and also women. So it also has this political these political stakes that for me are very important. The Handmaid's Tale is a very important show, and the way the Handmaid's Tale brings together aesthetics and politics, I think this is maybe what makes it so important and powerful, because you have in the Handmaid's Tale these women, the handmaids, who are the potential carriers of children, and so they have this red cloth, and this is something that really makes them a kind of visual symbol of the domination they have to bear in this universe, this Gilead universe that is absolutely horrible, of course, but also is a universe that represents uh, domination of women by men, obviously, but also domination by of women by other women. So it makes it very complex, and it is really a representation of what Michel Foucault called biopolitics, because it's really about the control of their bodies and of birth. And so it's a very, again, a very ambitious fiction, but obviously also a feminist fiction. And what made me choose it, choose this picture, is really because this first there's this visual effect. So it's really when the aesthetics of a show becomes something public. So not only the ideas, but the the aesthetics, and the fact that many women decided to dress, as handmaids while they were demonstrating uh, in the US, for example, for women's rights, and they wanted to protest against also the government, the president of the US, who was very, very sexist, misogynist, and so it was a way to use the show to protest. And I think it's really a good way to prove the importance and the impact of these TV shows. And actually, this picture on my book, it's not a picture from the show itself. Actually, this would be really expensive, a copyright problem. And we thought we could just have this picture of women in demonstration wearing this dress, and so and I really liked that. So it was not only, saving money. I think it's really it's really important to show how this yes, how a TV show can be very influential. Like for example, this show, this Spanish show, La Casa de Papel, where also many people in demonstrations when they wanted uh, to, to express their disgust with capitalism. They were also wearing the masks that the characters in the Casa de Papel were wearing. So I think it's interesting because many people don't take TV shows very seriously and say, it's only something that is, just spending time on TV, or even see it as a kind of alienation. And obviously, you can see with these two examples that TV shows can be taken really seriously and also can really have a general political but also moral impact, and have maybe also a kind of educational impact. My interest in TV and TV shows is really deeply connected to my work on the ethics of care. And this is also why I really began to write on TV, because I saw this connection. Obviously, because many TV shows are really about care and show us activities or spirit of care. If you think of a very important TV shows, one that really mattered to me is ER. So it's an old show. It began in 94. So it's really 20th century style, but it really showed, a team of doctors and nurses in a hospital. And it was about care, but it was also somehow taking care of the audience, because it was really educating everyone about medical issues, but also about social issues, like abortion, or or other, or diseases due to poverty and so on. So it was a very important show, and it was also one of the first shows who were prime time and seen by everyone. So it's the beginning of also something in TV shows. So care is something that really is shown on screen a lot. So with all these, medical shows, it's really obvious. But also, when you think about a show that is very present now, which is this American show called This Is Us, who shows also a family where all the members of the family like take care of each other. And I'm mentioning this show because when they came back in September, all the characters were wearing masks. It's the only show where I see that And I think it's really also showing, of course, care for each other, the characters, but also, care for the audience, because they want, the audience to understand why it's necessary to wear masks. So there is the care as an object of the series in general, which is very important, and there is also care as a feminist issue, and this is also very present in these shows, like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because Buffy is, of course, a very violent person, but she also has this group of friends that she cares a lot about, and she also cares also about and for the world. So there is really this caring character, and the fact that actually women have been promoted in TV shows. You have seen lots of women since decades that have been present because women's activities, care activities, have been also promoted. And the last point about care is very obvious. It's also the fact that TV shows take care of us somehow. They bring people together. They make people closer to each other because they discuss about them, and so this is something that has been happening a lot during confinement and pandemic. So TV shows take care of us, but also we care about these shows and the characters, and we worry for them. We we like them or not, but they matter to us. So it's also something that is really a matter of care. So there are all these entangled connections of care between TV shows and the audience, and between people who watch shows, that for me makes it also a great subject for the ethics of care, but also for this matter about being close and near each other at a moment where we are scattered and isolated.